Hi, I'm Libby, the Statue of Liberty. You know that guy? White beard, top hat, pointing finger, stars and stripes? Uncle Sam. He's everywhere. Recruitment posters, political cartoons, tax day memes, the face of America itself. But here's what they never tell you. Uncle Sam was a real person. Not a symbol, not a cartoon character. A real guy who lived in Troy, New York, and packed meat for a living. And the weirdest part? He never looked anything like the image you know, never wore a top hat, never pointed at anyone, never even knew he'd become famous. So how does a meatpacker become the most recognizable symbol of American government? The answer involves a joke, a war, and an artist who drew his own face and called it Uncle Sam. Let me show you what really happened. Samuel Wilson, born 1766, Revolutionary War veteran. Meatpacker. This is the real Uncle Sam, and I need you to remember what he actually looked like. Because in a few minutes, I'm going to show you what America turned him into. Sam ran a meatpacking business in Troy, New York. He slaughtered cattle, cured beef and pork, packed it in barrels. Hard work, bloody work, honest work. In 1812, America goes to war with Britain again. Young country trying to prove itself, and the army needs food. Thousands of soldiers need thousands of pounds of meat. Sam Wilson gets the contract. But here's where it gets interesting, because what happens next changes everything. Sam starts packing barrels, hundreds of them. The government requires each barrel to be stamped with official markings. Every barrel gets two sets of letters, EA-US. EA for Elbert Anderson, the military contractor. US for United States. Simple government bureaucracy. Boring. Official. Except the workers at the docks had never seen US before. They didn't know what it meant. So they asked Sam, "What does US stand for?" And Sam Wilson, probably joking, said something that would accidentally create a legend. US. Why, that stands for Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam Wilson. That's what everyone called him. Friendly guy, well-liked, kind of an uncle figure to the whole town. The workers laughed. Started calling all the government meat Uncle Sam's meat. The barrels became Uncle Sam's barrels. Soldiers received these barrels, saw US stamped on them, and the joke spread through the ranks. This beef came from Uncle Sam. It was funny because everyone knew it was just Sam Wilson's joke. But then something strange happened. The joke stopped being about Samuel Wilson. It started being about the government itself. By 1813, newspapers were using Uncle Sam to mean the United States government, not the person, the entire government. Uncle Sam declared war. Uncle Sam needs soldiers. Uncle Sam is taxing imports. No one was talking about the meatpacker anymore, and Samuel Wilson? He just kept packing meat, living his quiet life in Troy. He had no idea what was coming. Within a few years, political cartoonists started drawing Uncle Sam as a character. But here's what's weird. Nobody knew what he should look like. Some cartoons showed him young, some old, some fat, some thin, some had beards, some didn't. Everyone was drawing their own version of Uncle Sam. Because nobody was drawing Samuel Wilson. They'd never seen him. They were inventing an image to represent America. And Samuel Wilson? Still just packing meat in Troy, New York. No top hat, no stripes, just a businessman doing his job. The symbol was growing, the man was being forgotten. But we're not done yet. Because the image you know? That came from two specific artists who changed everything, 1860s. Enter Thomas Nast. Nast was the most influential political cartoonist in America. He created the modern image of Santa Claus. He created the Republican elephant and the Democratic donkey, and he standardized Uncle Sam. Nast gave him the white beard, the tall hat, the formal suit, the stern expression. This became the template. Other artists copied it. Uncle Sam started looking consistent across different cartoons. But we're still not at the image you're picturing. For that, we need World War I. And we need an artist who did something really strange. World War I. America needs soldiers desperately. The government hires artist James Montgomery Flagg to create a recruitment poster. Flagg needs a powerful image, something commanding, impossible to ignore. So he draws Uncle Sam, but he needs a face. He needs an expression. He needs someone to model the pose, and here's what he does. He looks in the mirror. That's right. Flagg drew himself, his own face, added a white beard, put on a top hat, made the expression stern and pointing. I want you for U.S. Army. That poster was reproduced over 4 million times during World War I, used again in World War II, copied for over a century. The most iconic image of Uncle Sam is literally just James Montgomery Flagg's face with a fake beard. It has absolutely nothing to do with Samuel Wilson. Think about this for a second. Samuel Wilson, friendly, kind, humble meatpacker, James Montgomery Flagg's Uncle Sam. Stern, commanding, intimidating authority figure. Two completely different people, two completely different personalities, and yet we call them both Uncle Sam. The real man was forgotten. The symbol became whatever America needed it to be. Samuel Wilson lived to age 87, died in 1854 in Troy, New York, decades before his image became famous. He never knew what Uncle Sam would become. Never saw the posters, never saw the cartoons, never saw his nickname turn into a national symbol. He was just a guy who made a joke about a barrel stamp. And that joke outlived him, outgrew him, and eventually had nothing to do with him at all. Today, Uncle Sam is everywhere. Both political parties use him. Protesters use him. Advertisers use him. Tax day cartoons, 4th of July decorations, anti-war movements, pro-war movements. He represents whatever America needs him to represent at any given moment. Conservative politicians use him. Liberal protesters use him. Everyone claims Uncle Sam. But Samuel Wilson? Almost nobody knows he was real. There's a small memorial to Samuel Wilson in Troy, New York. In 1961, over a century after his death, Congress officially recognized him as the inspiration for Uncle Sam. But walk up to someone on the street and ask them, was Uncle Sam a real person? Most will say no. He's just a symbol, just a cartoon, just an icon. The man has been completely erased by the myth. So let's review what actually happened here. 1812, Samuel Wilson makes a joke about his nickname. 1813, newspapers start using Uncle Sam to mean the government. 1860s, Thomas Nast standardizes the visual image. 1917, James Montgomery. Flagg draws his own face and calls it Uncle Sam. 2025, nobody remembers the real guy. A meatpacker's joke became a government nickname, became a cartoon character, became a recruitment tool, became whatever anyone wants it to mean. That's not just Uncle Sam's story, that's how symbols work. They start with something real, something specific, something human. Then they transform, they grow, they change. They become whatever society needs them to be. The truth gets buried, the myth takes over. Here's the final irony. The Uncle Sam you know, stern, pointing, demanding, is the opposite of the real Samuel Wilson. Real Sam was friendly and generous. Icon Sam is intimidating and authoritative. Real Sam made a lighthearted joke. Icon Sam is deadly serious. Real Sam never wanted attention. Icon Sam demands it. The man and the myth couldn't be more different. And yet, we use the same name for both. Samuel Wilson never got to see what his nickname became. Maybe that's for the best. Because sometimes symbols need to be bigger than the people who inspired them. Sometimes the myth has to replace the truth to serve a purpose. Uncle Sam isn't Samuel Wilson anymore. He's America itself. Every generation reimagines him, redraws him, redefines him. The meatpacker from Troy is gone. But his joke lives forever. I'm Libby. And now you know the truth about the man behind the pointing finger.